We fly the rafters, fill the beers, head towards the seas. Run the waves around the world, the pirates like the raise our beers and then we choose the journey to go. The Shipwreck Show, AG is number one.
What is up, everyone? Welcome to the Shipwreck Show. I am your host tonight, DJ Simfix, and I'm joined by three of my bestest friends in the whole wide world. Starting with the man who always has a plan. It is Devin, Brevin the Dude.
I always have a plan? That's news to me. I mean, I do have a plan. I am tired,
your
man. This is my
speech.
first day of work, so we're gonna have some coffee.
Now, out of all of us, Devin, you always you
Oh,
genuinely
nice.
do always have a plan. It's always all right, bad news, and then next day, all right, I got something going on, and you know.
That's fair. I call that more of a problem solver, problem-solving mentality.
Problem.
You
I
have
wanna
a plan
solve the
to solve
problem.
problems.
That's fair. That's fair. How can I make my life not shitty?
Yeah, I think that's all of us. To
If
be
you can
fair,
tell, I
guess.
didn't get a lot of sleep last night, so my voice is a little rough.
No, you're good.
Mhm.
You're good.
You got
Say-
that. You got that sexy voice. Like it's like that
Yeah.
episode of Friends when Phoebe got sick and she had that sexy
Yeah.
voice.
Here, I got this for you.
Sticky shoes.
Hey, Xander. How you doing, baby?
Oh,
I think I got too much sleep last night. I think that's what happened to me.
Yeah, but I'm here. It's Monday. We are now back in the workflow, my friends.
Oh yeah, work
Yes,
flowing.
sir.
Work's
Yep.
flowing through your veins. Hell yeah.
hmm
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Speaking of flowing, we also got I couldn't think of a segue. I'm so sorry. We're also joined by it's Zender. Zender, how you doing, Zender?
Damn. What's up, yo? It's Xander, the guy that isn't good enough for a fucking segue. What's good?
No,
What's
no. He's
good?
chilling.
How's it
He's
going,
chilling
homie?
in idle right now, dude. He's chilling in idle right now.
Yeah.
The man's chilling.
Damn.
Where can you pick up
Okay.
this that fine merch you got, Xander?
Well, on the way, I'm gonna give you a little bit here.
Sneak peek,
So
sneak peek,
on-
world
well,
premiere.
You pull up your
World
webpage, right?
premiere.
And what you're going to do is you're going to open up two tabs, right? You're going to open up one tab for goodkraken.com. More on that later. And then the next tab, you're going to go to idleapparel.us. That's where you can get this hat, this fucking coffee mug, and then you go to Good Kraken and you can see more of us and get more shit from us. But hey, hi.
It's not
How's
shit.
it going?
It's good
Monday.
stuff. It's not shit. Just to be clear, it's not shit.
It is good
But
stuff.
It's good
It
stuff.
is. All of it.
Good.
From everything. From
Yeah,
everything,
it's
everywhere, all at
It's
once.
good.
It's good stuff.
Stuff.
It's good. It's good. Everything we
I-
provide is good. All right.
My
If it's
voice
great,
really
it's not
is.
us. If it's bad, it's not us. It's good.
Yeah.
We give
Yeah.
you good. Okay, because
What
it's
about bad
good
Kraken,
Kraken.
though?
What's
about bad
going on,
Kraken?
guys?
Yeah.
What's going on? It's a
Um,
Monday, guys. It's a fucking
It's
Monday.
a Monday.
It is Monday.
It's a Monday.
It's the most Monday I've had in a very long
True.
time.
I think all of us
In
are feeling
fact-
the Monday. The Monday.
In fact, one would even say that it's a Murphy's Monday, because I
see.
have something to share with you guys that is I just for those of you who are new here and aren't familiar with Murphy's Monday. So if you're familiar with Murphy's Law, right? Anything that can go wrong will go wrong. Murphy's Monday is anything that can go wrong will go wrong on a Monday. And what went wrong for my Monday is our dishwasher started leaking about an hour
Oh.
ago.
Fuck.
I'm pissed about it. I'm more pissed about it because it was provided by our apartment complex and it wasn't like our own appliance. Because if it was our own appliance, I feel like I have a better handle on being able to tackle the situation and get the situation taken care of. But because it's an appliance that was supplied by our apartment complex,
And you gotta
that's
go-
going to be an email or
Yeah.
a phone call, and then that's going to be like 6 to 7 weeks, months, years, I don't know, until it gets fucking fixed because it's out of my fucking hands. So yeah.
I'm not like trying to put any bad juju, but like on your situation, but this reminds me when I had a dryer go out on me when I was living by myself in an apartment. God, this was like fucking almost 5 years ago now. Um, uh, yeah, my dryer went out, and it took 2 months for them to replace my dryer.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, that's why I'm like, I'm prepping. You know, I got the. Well, yeah, I got the O'Keefe's working hands because I'm gonna be washing dishes like a motherfucker. My hands are gonna be dry as hell. So I got me some hand cream to stay, you know, nice and.
I'll make you some hand cream with this
Mm.
voice.
Hey, yo,
Working hands.
O'Keefe's. Shout out to O'Keefe's. Sponsor us. Because what better sponsorship for Good Kraken than hand cream?
Hand cream.
But yeah, so that's been my Monday so far. At least the exciting bits.
No. I feel that. I feel that. Man, sucks that
Rest in
happened
peace,
because
dishwasher.
yeah. But Xander, you talked about Bad Kraken earlier. We have the CEO of Bad Kraken with us as well. It is Ernell Pierce, the only non-billionaire CEO that we know of.
Yep,
That's
that's right.
crazy.
Yeah.
That's right.
AKA Cocoa Nuts.
Yeah.
Cocoa Nuts, that's right. Yeah.
lost login for that.
OnlyFans.com/. Yeah, of course. Hey boys. I am still waking up from my 5-day trip. I didn't realize that Sunday was daylight savings time.
Yeah, fuck you up,
Yeah, we
huh?
sprung forward.
And
Fuck you up, huh?
if that on top of the very much lack of sleep the past 5 days, I'm all fucked up from past week. But I'm here, boys. I'm here. I'm awake. I'm alive. I'm doing the best that I possibly can. And just got done eating dinner. We're good. What was that?
I was saying that's all we can hope for is to just do our best.
Just staying alive.
What'd you have
right?
for dinner?
We did enchiladas. We did enchiladas tonight.
Nice.
Marilyn also made some like Clamato olive and honey truffle goat cheese focaccia bread. And she was like, we'll have this with our spaghetti that we'll have on Thursday. And I was like, you made this for 2 days later? And she was like, well, I mean, we could have some tonight if you want. I was like, that sounds great because that sounds fucking awesome, dude.
She said, yeah. So you said Kalamata olive, honey. What else was it?
Honey truffle goat cheese and Kalamata
so
olives.
you got that like salty sweet kind of thing going on, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, God, that sounds
got
phenomenal,
rosemary,
man.
thyme, the fucking works.
So
Man. She killed it.
when are you popping the question?
Yeah, that was my thought. Exactly.
You know, I'm working on it. I don't want to
Because if
say anything.
you made homemade, not just a regular focaccia bread, because focaccia bread on its own, you got to. If you're not familiar, those who are watching right now, to make focaccia bread, you really got to get in there and you got to make those dimples in the dough. You got to knead it, but not just knead it. You got to like really just dig your fingers in there. Okay, so if she's willing to do that, guess what she's willing to do to good old Ocean Train over here? You know what I'm saying?
She has.
But not just that, like not just normal focaccia bread. She made artisanal focaccia bread.
That's pretty.
That might be more bougie than the beers I drink.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, yeah.
I mean, hook, line, and sinker. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I hope we're figuring your ears good because this is the Shipwreck Show where once a week, every week, four of the Brethren Court gather together to discuss anything and everything the Seven Seas has thrown our way. If you're riding this wave, you can head on over to our Discord channel where you can submit questions and topics, get exclusive content, and have early access to episodes before they go live on a podcast and video service near you. But you can also support us by following or subscribing to Good Kraken over at twitch.tv/GoodKrakenShow or by subscribing to our YouTube channel by clicking the link in our bio in order to get updates when new episodes go live everywhere. All the where. Devin.
All at once. DJ.
we have some captain's orders. GK Fest next week. Mark calendars. We made the business decision. Our CEO made the business decision to move GK Fest from this week, once you're hearing this, to next week. So we'll hit the ground running next week, and have a good time. So be there or be square. And if you can't be square, then just be there.
Be a triangle.
Be square.
Also, we had 20,000 films last week. On Friday, we did our Mickey 17 spoiler-free review. It was me and Garrick.
I wanted to be there so bad. I wanted to watch it so bad.
Yeah,
Movie.
same.
Good movie.
Same.
Good movie.
Or no, we can see it this week,
Good movie.
maybe.
Yeah, maybe we'll see if we can fit that in. Yeah.
And just like Xander said, you can go to goodkraken.com. You can see all of us there, goodkraken.com. And there is you click on a certain part of the page, it'll take you to our litany of podcast shows, our entire podcast network. So you can see and or hear our faces over there. And pick up some great merch if you would kindly like to have
Crazy
good
litany.
merch.
You used litany. Was that on your word of the day
Yes.
toilet paper?
No, it was not. I haven't checked my email on word of the day for a good bit. I just have that in my memory bank, dude. You just gotta dig in there sometimes.
Litany. I like
Yeah.
that. I like.
Yeah.
Those aren't the kind of things I usually keep in my memory bank.
I'd rather
It's
throw
because
away
it
all
was-
my other traumatic experiences. We didn't have a song of the biz episode, but we'll have one next week. We promise. We promise. It's one next week.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. We're gonna hit you hard with it too.
Yeah, like
You're
smack
gonna
you in
be
the face. We
singing
might
the
even
song
do a double decker
from the
episode. You
abyss.
never even know. We could hit you with a 5 hour long video essay on the
Whoa.
campaign.
Whoa.
You know what I'm saying? We
5 hours, whoa.
could do a 10-hour documentary on how the show is made and our biographies and our characters' backstories.
Hold on.
We could do
On that,
That would
on
be
that,
funny.
Songs of the Abyss. My cousin has listened to all of our episodes on his own accord. Didn't even tell him about it.
Mhm.
And he actually gets paid to DM campaigns, like online and stuff.
Mhm.
And he is commending us and saying that we're doing a very, very good job.
Hell yeah,
way.
big
And he
positive
gave-
feedback. See, you
he
can
gave-
leave feedback on all of our podcast services and shows, or join our Discord and let us know directly.
And
Yes,
Ernell,
yes, please.
he said that you're doing a very good job as a daddy mommy.
I
Thank
mean,
you,
I
sir.
beg to differ.
Give him my
but,
thanks.
Oh,
Give him my
let's
thanks.
go. We
Yeah,
love.
well,
we
you're going to
love-
be penalized then in that during the next session. That's fine.
No. My roles will be shit. My roles will be shit next episode.
We're gonna start the next episode. And you'll be like, DJ, could you do me a favor? Could you roll a d20 for damage, really quick?
Oh, like when I pushed him to the ground.
D20 plus 20.
No, you know what I was thinking? I was thinking about today. I was thinking about if we have like I was thinking about a scene where a character has to eat like a bowl of boiled eggs. You know what I'm saying? Hard boiled eggs. You know what I'm saying? But I would you would roll for how many eggs you eat. You know what I'm saying? Like how many eggs you like.
That's-
I mean, if that ever, we do that. We can do that. Yeah.
If they were hard-boiled eggs that were soaking in soy sauce, I might be okay with a full 20.
Well,
You like a
20,
good
or
soy
you do a
egg, yeah.
D100 and then you see how
with some chili crunch in there too.
roll Constitution
Oh.
saving throw
Mhm.
and see if your
Yep,
stomach can handle it.
exactly.
And
Exactly.
some,
How
and
many
some,
eggs you can eat? Yeah.
some chopped up green onion.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. I mean, we can
All I'm
really
saying
never
is
escape
somebody
food on this
better have
show,
more, like-
no matter how hard we
can't.
try.
And a little bit of
Yeah,
sriracha,
unfortunately.
a little bit of sriracha too.
I think we
just
should just
because you don't
time
need it
like
with the chili
how far,
crunch.
how far in an episode we can get without saying food. Like, what's our record? What's our longest time in an episode?
Honestly, that'd be
Garrick and I
That'd be
hardly
good.
talk about food on GKDR. to tell
Yeah,
you
but
the
for
truth.
Shipwreck Show, it's like when we're all together, it's like I feel like it's like a
Yeah, he
magnet.
doesn't mean this, not the
Oh,
other
yeah.
ones. Just shipwreck.
Yeah.
It always ends up being food.
Yo, speaking of food, I made a shepherd's pie for the first time.
Never had
Oh
a
yeah,
shepherd's
yeah.
pie.
I was gonna ask you about that. You were talking about that the other day.
It was good. Yes or no, it had potatoes.
No, that wasn't good. I mean, it has to. It has to. But
Yeah.
hi, Ernell from goodkraken.com. Was it ground beef or lamb?
I did ground lamb, grass fed.
Lamb. My boy, you actually knew the
Yeah,
difference. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. I appreciate you. I
Yeah. No,
appreciate you.
I looked it up. I found like all these different recipes, and then I specifically went with the lamb one because I've never had shepherd's pie before personally. I've
Yeah,
never had
like
it actually.
actual shepherd's pie,
I've
right?
never
Yeah.
had it ever in my life, and like my parents and my brother, they're like, "What? You've never had it?" I'm like, "No." So I made it,
Hold
and
on. Your
I
parents
added
were
more
throwing this?
vegetables though. I added more vegetables to it
Good,
than
good. You
before.
should,
Yeah,
you should, you
feel
should.
like-
I mean, because a lot of people just don't know the difference generally between a cottage pie and a shepherd's pie, and it is comes down to the protein that is used. But I personally do like both cottage and shepherd's pies with more vegetable. So
yeah,
good call, sir.
yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, and I added more seasonings to it and stuff too than just like the generic stuff because I'm a little bit more cultured than a generic white person.
Sure.
I give that to you.
I
I
feel
give
like
that to
leeks would be really
you.
good.
What?
Like if you're adding more veg to that, I feel like
Oh
leeks
yeah.
would be good. Like,
I did celery, peas, carrots, white onion, green beans, and lima
okay,
beans.
okay, okay.
Yeah. Yeah. It was delicious.
I'm
And
just fucking hungry, dude. I'm picturing that, and then I'm just like, oh,
I turned the base into like a stew. Like I made a roux and everything for it. It was so good.
beats me. Yeah.
Anyways, that's all I gotta say about food.
God damn it! I was just getting started too. Fuck. Okay. Anyway,
Yeah.
Anyway,
I don't have anything for today because I didn't. Well, I
so
flip flopped.
a shepherd's
all right,
pie.
good. Thank you for hanging out with us.
Yeah,
Appreciate you guys.
thanks
See
guys.
on
Thank you for listening. This will be the last episode of the Shipwreck Show. Sorry to bother you.
that's it. That's it. The shipwreck has happened. Yeah.
That's all. Yeah,
Shipwreck
we
is-
Ernell,
finally wrecked it. No hope for saving us.
Yes, Devin.
I think since you went on another excursion this last weekend, I think that is due time that you tell us a story about your weekend.
Gotcha,
And
man.
and did you end up in a really bad hotel or motel again where you did not want to lay in the bed?
No bad motels this time, good sir. Thank you. We got the hotel thing figured out now, so we're good to go. Pretty much our rule is if it's less than $80, it's not going to be a good hotel. That's pretty much like what we've
I
kind of
mean,
come to
that's
figure.
the
So
general rule of thumb, right?
yeah.
Unless it's
I mean,
Oregon Coast. Oregon Coast hotels for some reason, like around like $80 to $110, are actually like pretty good.
not bad, not bad. Which is
But
where I kind of came into the function of, oh, this is $80. That might actually be okay. You know what I mean? Like, no, anywhere outside of the Oregon coast, it doesn't work. No, man. I mean, it was okay. We left on. Okay, well, sorry. Let me back up. It was okay. It was also simultaneously a mess. Okay. So, for anyone that doesn't know, my band, Drift Away, played a festival down in Las Vegas called Nocturnal Ambitions Fest. And it was being put on by the vocalist of one of the bands that were playing this festival. We had to make our way down to Las Vegas with no shows before or after. We were just go there, come back home. That was the whole fucking game plan. We left on Wednesday, and after a whole fucking slew of issues that we've been running into the past few weeks preparing to leave for this show, we got things at least to an amicable place where we could at least make shit fucking happen, right? We had a van that we were ready to go into, that the part that we needed to repair this fucking van did not work out. So I ended up working out a deal with my mother to use her Hummer to drive down to Las Vegas. That was a fine call, but questionable nonetheless.
what happened to the Hummer?
Nothing happened to the Hummer. The Hummer's fine, thankfully.
did you have like a trailer that you were pulling with the Hummer?
We did get a trailer. Yes, we had a trailer for all of our
Okay,
gear.
because I'm like thinking of like how are you gonna fit all that?
Yeah. No. So here's the thing. Hummers have 5 seats. We had 4 people in our band, our roadie, our tech, and our photographer. Okay. Or videographer, photographer. And that's fine because we were like, cool, we have enough of us in this band that are tiny that can fit in the trunk of the Hummer. Okay, this can work, right? But we did not
You
anticipate.
get pulled over.
No, we didn't. We didn't. Thank God, dude. What we didn't anticipate was that the middle of the back seats would be so uncomfortable that sitting there for a prolonged amount of time would be physically awful for whoever it was that was sitting there. Not to mention that if anyone who was bigger of size was sitting in those back seats, they would also not be comfortable to be sitting next to. So, your boy, for our 17-hour drive to Las Vegas, pretty much I did the first 5 hours of the drive and had to go into the back seats. And that was immediately like a no-go. They were like, dude, this is awful. You can't close your legs. You're too fucking big. There's no space for either of us here. Bryce and Travis were like squeezed up against like the doors of the
Wait. Did they call you fat? Did you give them shit about that?
They didn't call me fat. No, they did not. They didn't even actually insinuate anything about being fat. They just said, "Hey, dude, can you close your legs?" And I was like, "Sorry, I can't." Yeah.
Was it smelly?
No, surprisingly not. It was not. We had actually a pretty good smelling Hummer, if you will. I think the guys honestly were holding in farts because we had a woman present because our videographer is a girl.
Cowards.
That's what I said, right? Like pussies. You know what I mean?
Girls
Anyways,
fart too, dude.
I got about halfway through the trip, got banished to the trunk of the Hummer. And so
banished to the truck.
I got banished to the trunk of the Hummer. So I had to like cradle myself into the back of the fucking truck and just kind of like kick it back there. Jack let me use a sleeping bag, so it ended up working out okay. So I was actually like actually surprisingly comfortable back there. It wasn't too bad. I was actually able to spread my legs out a little bit more. It was okay. But the trunk ended up actually being the place to be for everybody. Everybody liked the trunk better than sitting anywhere else in the truck. So it ended up being this whole fiasco for the 17-hour drive where we were having to like rotate a lot because people just weren't comfortable. Someone had to sit in the middle seat. Someone had to, right? And so we were kind of like trying to rotate every opportunity that we could so that the person who was sitting there didn't have to be there for too long, right? And we also had to stop to get gas like every like 2 hours because a Hummer eats up fucking gas mileage, dude. It's fucking crazy. Especially when we're like driving with a trailer, right? So it eats up even more. So we were having to like refill the tank every couple of hours. One, because the Hummer was eating up gas, and two, because we were so worried. We went southeast from Portland. So we went down to Redding, and then we cut across from Redding, California, over into Nevada. And there's this stretch of area between Redding and Reno where there's pretty much just a bunch of like barren towns. And then from Reno to Las Vegas, there's like 2 towns and they're not close together. So it's like we had to like constantly stop for gas because we were like, we don't know when the next place is actually going to have gas. And so this entire trip ended up being this like really micromanaged road trip that we were not emotionally prepared for. We got to Vegas. We were staying in a place called the Strat, which is at the very like end of the Las Vegas Strip. And it's this like huge casino resort place that also has like a hotel in it. And it's this place that has like this huge tower that you can go up into and shit like that. It's kind of cool. It was fine. And thankfully it was like one of the only places that had a like oversized parking lot available for staying and like parking your vehicle when you are staying there. And it was more expensive than I wanted it to be. I did gamble.
How'd that turn out?
Thankfully broke even. Broke even, dude. Yeah, I was
Hey, that's
a win.
the W.
Okay.
No, that's W.
That's a win.
Listen,
Yeah, yeah.
I almost my Dark Souls days did me good because I was almost greedy. I was almost greedy, and then I hit $110, and I was like, I gotta get my money back, right? And so I clocked it, dude. I clocked it. I was like,
Yeah.
cool, that's fine, that's good enough for me. Judd, our tech guy, our roadie, won like $400.
Oh yeah.
He almost won 11,000. That was some shit, dude. So there's this one casino game that you can do that like you have like after so many like slot things or whatever, it gives you an opportunity to like like the like matching things where it's like you flip the thing and you have to see if you can match it with this other thing if you flip this other card or whatever, right? It gives you an opportunity to do that, and if you match 3 of these specific symbols, you can win like the grand prize, and the grand prize is like 11,600, and he was one away from winning that
Damn.
fucking grand prize, dude.
So
He was determined.
Damn, dude.
last time I gambled, it was for Jeff Lane's bachelor party. And I
yeah.
was one of his groomsmen. And I was playing for like 45 minutes, and then all of a sudden I was up like $700. And then I was just like, I'm done. I'm done. So I just like hung out with everybody and watched everybody gamble at that point and just like sipped on a drink. You know what I mean? For like
Yeah,
the rest of
yeah.
the time we're there, I'm like, I'm up $700. I don't need to gamble anymore. I don't need to. I'm good. I'm good.
Dude, and see, that's my thing is like if I let myself do it, I know I could feel myself like, oh, I'll stay here all night, dude. I'll stay here all
Yeah.
night. But here's the thing is we didn't get to Vegas. We were wanting to get to Vegas at like 4 p.m., like the day before the show, right? That was the plan. But when we left, we had so many things going wrong as we were leaving Portland, right? Like the check engine light turned on. There was a holdup with the trailer. There was like all the shit that was fucking going on wrong. I had to fucking change the spark plug in the truck and all this other shit. So we ended up not leaving Portland until like 5 o'clock in the afternoon almost. And there was traffic and it was fucking awful. So we didn't actually get to Vegas until like nearing 11 o'clock at night the day before the show. And so the only thing we really could do was gamble because it was there at the resort. And so it's like we went and got dinner. We came back. I was like, sure, I'll spend a couple bucks. It's like 1 o'clock in the morning. I'm over here tapping this little fucking button thing. And I'm just like, oh yeah, I like this, dude. I could feel myself I was full fucking prepared. If we didn't have a show the next day, I would have stayed up to like 5, just hitting this fucking button, dude. I was on a fucking hot streak,
was spoiler alert, Venom in Venom: The Last Dance.
That's right, dude. That's right. Yep.
Did you sip on anything while you were gambling?
No, I don't. I'm not. As you guys know, I
you're
don't
not
really.
a drinker.
Yeah, I'm not really
I
a
just had
drinker.
to ask.
I didn't break out the alcohol for this occasion. I was cool with just drinking my little like soda from the cafe thing, so that was okay with me. I got stocked up with Zins before leaving, so I was just popping those bitches in and out, dude. It was crazy, man. It was crazy. But people apparently you can still smoke inside casinos in Las Vegas, so there was like ashtrays all over the place and like people smoking indoors and shit like that.
You're just vaping.
That was crazy. Yeah, my guys were vaping. I don't vape anymore, but like just seeing people smoke inside was flabbergasting. Like I haven't seen that shit in so long.
Have you ever been to like Alani or Spirit Mountain? They have like half of the casinos you can still smoke in, even here in Oregon and
Yeah,
Washington.
no, for sure. I haven't been to like inside of casino since I was a teenager. So it's like since prior to when Oregon kind of really like shifted against like not smoking stuff. So I haven't seen it. And so I didn't know, dude. I didn't know this was a thing. Everybody was smoking, dude. The rich guy in the suit was playing blackjack. The little lady that was like 3 slot machines over from me who was like smashing the fucking button. She had a fucking stogie on her, dude. It was crazy, man. There were these 2 girls that were very obviously on the clock who were pretty much just wearing fishnet, right? They were fucking smoking. It was crazy, dude. It was
That's
crazy.
insane.
Like, seeing
I'm sorry.
Kristen,
Go back for my virgin ears real quick. What do you mean by on the clock?
What do you think it means?
you know what I mean? Like,
Are they bartenders?
no, Xander.
They work in the service industry, Xander.
The service industry, sir.
The cervix
They're
industry.
waitresses. They're
The cervix
waitresses.
industry.
Yeah, for sure, man. Yes, of course. But also saw someone straight up smoking in line in the Starbucks that was inside of the casino, dude. That was fucking wild. Holy shit. Anyways,
Line? Wait, they did a fucking.
they were in line in Starbucks
I thought they
in
said
the casino.
I thought you said they were doing a line of like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
No,
I'm sure there were. I'm sure there were.
Crazy.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
that
highly doubt. I mean, granted, I could be wrong, but I highly doubt someone's gonna go. Yeah, let me get a double espresso.
You
Actually,
won,
you'd be
maybe. You know.
surprised.
Yeah. I don't know, dude. That sounds like you might be more comfortable giving me credit
I take
for.
it back.
Yeah. I mean,
The
you haven't been to Portland yet, so
but this place was fucking crazy though,
Yeah.
dude. Like you guys saw me in our Discord when I was like, dude, Vegas kind of sucks, bro, because it's like really, really, really rich Portland where there's just like trash everywhere and homeless people everywhere and people are really mean like on the streets and shit like that. And then there's just LED lights everywhere, all over the fucking place, right? All over the fucking place. Things are just like more complicated than they need to fucking be. They're more expensive than they fucking need to be. Yes, Devin.
I don't know if you saw my comment to you when you were
Mhm.
explaining that in Discord.
I did.
And I was like, oh, so Portland with the lights on.
yeah.
That's exactly what it was, dude. The elevator. Don't know why the fucking the elevators are so annoying. But you had to like tap your hotel room card to navigate floors, which is like fine. That's a normal thing. But you only had to tap it when you were going up. You didn't have to like put it in when you're going down to the lobby. It was, and then like if another person came into the elevator, they would also like it was for every single button that was being pushed, you had to tap the card again just to like give the security system, whatever. It was super fucking annoying. Day of the show. Okay. Day of the show. This festival is going. Load in was at 11:30. Our rule, as drift away, always an hour before load in, right? That's when we go. We always come an hour early. At least sometimes we come a couple hours early so we can like park, figure out like what the venue is like, go get food real quick, come back, be ready to start loading in, right? We get there at like 10:15. This venue is in the art district of Las Vegas, which is like past the strip and sort of like off to the north. It's like a little area where there's like cafes and a bunch of bars and like things like that. And there was like no parking there. Like we found a parking spot for when we got there, but we were like, fuck, like there's not going to be any place for us to park the truck and trailer. So what we're going to have to do, and thankfully the venue was only like a 4-minute drive down the road from our hotel, but that's like a 20-minute walk, right? And so we were able to park the van or park the truck in the trailer. And then basically we had to say like, okay, we're going to unload everything, get it into the venue, and then a couple of us are going to drive the truck and trailer back to our oversized parking and then walk back to the venue. That was our plan, right? And we were like, yeah, sure, we could burn some calories, right? And so I did the trip back to the thing, walked all the way back. Unfortunately, we went to Vegas in like the coldest fucking week ever. Dude, it was like 48 degrees, some odd, with the wind blowing. It was fucking freezing, dude. It was so fucking cold in Vegas when we went there. This 18-minute walk felt like a fucking hour because the wind was blowing the entire time. Las Vegas is just like this flat piece of fucking land with buildings there, and wind is just blowing straight through that hoe all day fucking long, dude. So wind was blowing in, my hat kept fucking falling off, Bryce's beanie kept fucking falling off, our bags were like flapping away in the wind and shit like that. It was fucking terrible fucking walk, dude. We got back to the venue, We got things ready to go, got things settled, things are kind of rolling, bands are coming in, people are coming in to hang out. I got a little bit of work done for my day job while I was there. It was cool, it was kosher. Things start off, and immediately the Wi-Fi for the venue was not working correctly with the show's PA system. So for Xander and DJ, Devin might know this because he's kind of been to some shows of recent. There are now like PA systems and mix boxes, mixing boards that you can use with an iPad. And
The
you
Behringer
can-
X32, baby.
that's right. So you can connect all the levels, you can adjust all the levels with an iPad, touch screen, kind of do it from there.
Okay.
Totally cool. If it's working beautifully, it's pretty fucking rad to see. They were using this, and the venue's Wi-Fi was dropping on this iPad like every 2 minutes. And so the sound guy was having to like just sit there and wait, and then would make adjustments, and then it would disconnect. He'd sit there and wait, make more adjustments. Yes, Sander.
Hi, yes, it's Xander from Good Kraken podcast.
Uh-huh.
Question: do they not have a dedicated, separated Wi-Fi for this versus a?
No,
It should-
because here's
was
the
this-
deal. This
Was this just the rack mounted unit, or was this the unit that actually has the board on it? Because there's two different Behringer X32s.
it's the unit that has the board on it. The
Okay.
the problem is that this was the sound guy stuff, and they had never been to this venue before. So the original venue that the show was supposed to be at actually closed down like 4 months prior to the show. So they had to move the show to a different venue that would allow us to do this festival thing. And this venue was like, yeah, totally, like bring it over here. But the things they were used to using and doing over at the other venue did not translate very well here. And so there was no hotspot, there was no like,
so
Wi-Fi
that was-
extender. Yeah, it was an iffy situation. So he was doing the best he possibly fucking could, and he was great. His assistant was like doing the best he could. He was very green. They were trying to like get this to work. There were 17 bands on this bill, and it was a lot to have to fucking chew. For anybody, for any fucking one that was trying to do this. We had 10-minute changeovers, 25-minute sets. Like, and Devin knows, Xander, you know, 10-minute changeovers are fucking tight. They are super skinny.
That's
That is-
sharing cabs. That's doing
Yes.
a lot.
Yeah.
Why didn't he just hotspot off of his phone on the iPad?
I don't know, to be honest with you. He might have.
Because
he
that's
might
what
have.
I mean. That's what I would have done, because that would have been instant gratification. You know.
Yeah.
Personally, my hotspot
only
with Verizon
other-
works immaculately.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure, to be honest with you.
I mean,
Justin?
honestly, a mobile hotspot would be like bare bones, like the last fucking straw. Like that's the last
Yeah,
effort
yeah.
right there.
I don't know. I
but,
wasn't.
Like,
I wasn't.
how far? I mean, you probably don't even know the answer to this, but like I'm trying to like figure out like how far in advance did they come over to this venue and test that shit out?
Yeah,
Because
I'm not entirely sure.
you
I'm
gotta
not entirely
test
sure.
that out like well in advance to make sure that that's working order.
Xander, this is
Yeah,
music
yeah.
biz. People never think about that shit.
Nah, they never do. They never do, dude. Yeah, it's
I'm
unfortunate.
sorry.
but
I'm in
venues for 2 years,
I'm
dog.
in live
Like,
media
come on.
production. We think about that stuff. So
you guys aren't necessarily wrong. You guys aren't necessarily wrong. Unfortunately, I don't know. I don't know all the answers. Just as one of the bands that were performing that night, I only know so much. Okay, what I do know is that some of the bands that played were fucking stellar. There's a band I want to shout out called Hollow Crown. You guys fucking rock. If you ever plan on
Hollow
coming to
Crown.
Portland, please tell
Looking
us. I
right
want to
now.
fucking play with you. Those guys are sick. They were like Fit for a King and like, oh man, I don't know. Like it's like Fit for a King, and I'd say maybe Imminence, like smashed together into like one Imminence.
That's
The
an
band was like,
old. That's
like
an
the-
old
Minutes, yeah.
name, right?
yeah. Well, you know, like the band, the singer that's like playing
are
violin and shit
they?
like that at the same
Do they
time.
happen to be from Coachella Valley, California?
Yes, they are. They are. These
right.
guys are fucking dope. The vocalist was clean live. I was thoroughly impressed. Like he sounded exactly like they do on their songs. Their bassist was also doing backing vocals. He sounded fucking sick too. He put on a great performance. Those guys were awesome. There was also a Killswitch Engage tribute band that played. And
There is love.
now here's the thing though, right? I saw their name on the flyer. Rose of Sharon was what they were called. And I was like, oh, I love Killswitch Engage. They must also like Killswitch Engage. And so they named their band after their favorite song of Killswitch Engage. You know, like sometimes bands do that shit, right? I didn't realize they were a KSC tribute band until they started playing. And the first song they played with was My Curse. And I heard the opening and I was like, no fucking way, dude. And we were like back there warming up and shit in the back. They were like one band. Yeah, they were the band that played before us. So we were like warming up. And I heard it, and I was like, "No fucking!" And so I ran out to the front, and I was like, "Yeah, fuck yeah, dude!" Like I was freaking the fuck out, man. It was so sick, dude. And they only played the good ones too. They only played the good ones. Yes, Devin.
Fuck.
You know what's really funny? I actually just taught that song to myself on guitar like the other day.
Bro, which one? Rose of Sharon or My Curse?
My Curse.
Good song. Good song.
Yeah. I used to play the intro all the time, but
Mhm.
just the intro.
Yeah.
You know?
Mhm.
And I was scrolling through TikTok and I saw somebody else like play it the whole thing, and I was like, "Oh, I can do that."
Yeah. It's not too bad. It's not too bad. Xander.
Also, just to double back real quick on Hollow Crown, we gotta get them up there because they only have 185 monthly
Mhm.
listeners on Spotify. Let's get those listeners up, okay?
I was
The
baffled
end
when I
is
saw
near.
it.
I'm actually bopping that right now.
Yeah.
Dude, they're solid.
Yeah, and
They're
that
solid,
and
dude.
their vocalist sounds exactly like that, dude. He fucking killed it, man. He killed it.
Yeah,
There were a few other really good, impressive acts too, but Hollow Crown was just the one that like showed out to us. We were like, oh, dude, those guys are fucking dope. Like they ripped, dude. Anyways, we go to play our set, and we start running into an issue where something didn't get plugged in right by the sound guys. They couldn't figure out what it was. Our bass wasn't coming through house, and when it was being turned up, it wasn't able to be loud enough to actually like cut through anything. So we were scrambling for like the last like 10 minutes to try to figure out what the fuck is going on. And finally we found out that there was like a XLR port that was actually supposed to be for the snare drum that the bass got plugged into, and the snare got plugged into the wrong thing as well. That was actually also technically the snare one. It was a whole weird fucking situation. Whatever, we got that through. We started playing. 2 songs into our set, we're hitting the first chorus of our song, Where the Air Stands Still. I'm fucking killing it, DJ. I'm just laying the fucking land on this song, right? Just hitting notes. I didn't even think I was going to be
going
fucking hitting
crazy,
that night. You know what I'm saying? I
Just
was
in
hamming
there
it
like
up, bro.
swimwear, dude.
Hamming it the fucking up, dude. And suddenly the lights cut. And then the lights in the bar cut. And then the lights in the building in front of us cut. And then all the lights from the food cart cut. And then like it was all these like goo like consecutively. And I like looked over at like our sound guy and was like, did we like get our set cut or something like that? And then I looked out to the crowd and then like realized, oh no, it's like the whole property, the lights are out. And I was like, oh shit. Okay.
So
Uh-huh.
I gotta ask. I have to ask.
Uh-huh.
What happens when the lights go out?
Yeah. You know, that's
Wait. You know what? He knows. He knows.
He knows. He knows. He knows. Dog. He knows.
knows.
He knows.
When the lights go out.
So the lights cut, and we're kind of just standing there like, fuck, what happens now, right? And I just like put down the microphone because nobody can fucking hear me, right? And I just like sat down on the house monitor. I was like, so what are we gonna do? And the sound guy was like, I don't know, man. I think the manager's trying to figure out what's going on. I was like, all right. And so we kind of kicked it for a couple minutes. And yes, Xander.
That's where you break out an acoustic guitar and you just Just start with a very
that's what Bryce
simple
said.
song.
Bryce said immediately. He was like, "Let's do an acoustic set," and I was like,
Yeah,
Jesus
dude,
Christ.
break out the acoustic guitar and you CAMPFIRESONG song. CAMPFIRE. I actually did that one.
Oh my god! So the lights turned on eventually. They turned on eventually. We were able to continue with our set. We turned off the stage lights that were there. We just turned those off. Said, okay, we'll just take the power out of these and see if that's enough to kind of keep things going. Thankfully, rest of the show went fine with no power problems. What I found out from the manager, who was also a big island fellow, so me and him got along great. The manager of the venue
Love that for you.
said that the stage stuff did not have a dedicated circuit. So everything that was being ran on the stage was sharing breakers with everything connected to the building. So all it would have taken was for someone to turn on a toaster and everything would have cut. Everything. So, and apparently they were trying for a really long time to get a dedicated server installed, or not server, a circuit installed, so that they can run all that stage stuff independently. But apparently nobody's available there to come in and install this fucking circuit. So they've just been doing the best that they possibly fucking can. Well, the best that they can't handle all the ampage of a guitar cab, a guitar head, in our case, an Axe Effects, or everything else that was on our rack, including our power conditioner, all this other shit. It just couldn't fucking deal, dude. And then on top of that, the fucking lights, man. So
in essence, Driftaway was out here like, y'all can't handle all this amp.
I wish that was the case, man. But the funny part, though, is that this is the second time something like this has happened to us. The second time. The first time was when we blew the PA system at that house show in Seattle, and I ended up having to like scream into like this little like floor monitor for the rest of our fucking set, dude. It's fucking ridiculous. Anyways, the show, we get done with our set. We start talking about how we're gonna start packing things up, how we're going to be going about getting to the hotel, what everybody's plans are for the night. Marilyn flew down. Jack's girlfriend flew down, and who else do we have? I feel that's it. That's it. Because Kate went down with us, our videographer. Marilyn and Kate had a flight out that like early morning, like 5 o'clock in the morning that night. And so they were like, well, we can hang out until we have to go to the airport. Okay, cool. Jag and his girlfriend got their own room. And so we were like, all right, cool. Pretty much everyone can just go do whatever the fuck they want. Just make sure that you are up and ready at 7 o'clock in the morning the next morning. Right? Cool. Totally fine. So we all kind of like split up and started doing our things. I went with the party that was like, let's go get dinner because I'm fucking hungry. And I didn't realize that the art district of Las Vegas had this huge fucking like Saturday market thing going on that had people doing like nightlife shit all over the fucking surrounding neighborhood. And so all the restaurants and bars and shit were like loud and crowded and annoying. And we just wanted peace and quiet for a little while because
You're in Vegas, you're not going to get peace and quiet.
Yeah,
dude. Yeah, no, I know, brother. I know. We were hoping for it though. But thankfully, we eventually just said, you know what? Let's just get an Uber instead of walking back to the fucking hotel or whatever. Let's just get a fucking Uber, take it to a restaurant that we want to go to, and let's just do that. Okay, cool. We picked IHOP. The International House of Pancakes, DJ.
International.
You know what I'm
House of
saying?
Pancakes.
The king of kings, the pancake king, the pan king, if you will.
Not IHOP.
And we went to IHOP, and thankfully was peaceful and quiet. There was only like 2 families in there. It was me, Marilyn, our roadie Judd, and my drummer Travis. We got food. I ate Oh, fuck. I totally forgot to. Let me back this up just real quick.
Rewind.
We went to this Mexican restaurant before the
There you
show
go.
ever started in order for us to just go grab some food really quick. I ordered 3 tacos, lengua and chipas tacos. Okay, because I love that shit. And this Mexican restaurant I didn't realize some restaurants hire photographers to take pictures of your group in the restaurant and then try to sell those photos to your group. That's a thing there. That is a thing there, apparently. And so this woman comes over and she starts taking pictures of us and was like, oh yeah, thank you, blah, blah, comes back and like tries to sell us on. We're like, no, thank you, whatever. So we were just happy that this IHOP didn't have that in it, dude. It was so fucking happy for that peace and quiet. Oh man. Yeah, we left IHOP, went back to the hotel. I hung out with Marilyn until probably like 3:00 in the morning. To try to just get some time with her before she had to leave for home for her flight. So pretty much every single one of these nights on our way there and while we were there and on our way back, I got no more than like 3 hours of fucking sleep every single night, dude. I was so fucking beat this entire fight. I've been functioning on cat naps for almost a fucking week, guys. I'm so fucking tired. And we got done with the show shit. We headed out from Las Vegas and pretty much we agreed we're not going to stay an extra night anywhere. We're just going to get fucking home. Okay? So we leave Las Vegas and we're just like, let's just fucking full send it, dudes. Let's just full fucking send it. And Bryce was like, I'll fucking drive for 6 hours if I fucking have to, dude. And then Jag takes the wheel and he's like, I'm just trying to fucking get home, brother. And we had so many times we had to stop that this trip was just taking so fucking long and it took us so long to get out the fucking door. I was like, hey, it's like 4:00 in the afternoon. At this rate, we're not going to get home until like 5:00 in the morning. So like, are you guys sure you don't want to stay somewhere? And they were like, no, we're fucking getting home. So we just fucking sent it, dog. Every single one of us took like 5 hours of driving on our way fucking there pretty much. And I, for my drive, spent a bunch of time just like re-listening to our D&D podcast stuff so I can like refill my brain with what's going on. And pretty much Judd took the last few hours of the drive and I passed out in like the passenger side seat, but in like the passing out and wake up, like not really knowing where I am kind of way, and then passing out again and then waking up.
Oh my God. You're reminding me of like that last tour I did that last night.
Yeah.
We slept on the festival fairgrounds in that
Mm.
transit van that we had, and
Mhm.
it was all and like the van that we rented only had like a like almost a king size bed if you put everything down in the back. It was really only meant for like 2-3 people max. But we piled 5 dudes into that thing that
Yeah,
night
dude.
because we had to be there so early. And I just remember just like waking up like every 45 minutes. That you just gave me flashbacks to that. And we were in New York, Horseheads, like on like fairgrounds, and it was summer, but it was like the coldest night of summer
Yeah.
ever.
Yeah. Yeah, dude. It was an interesting time, man. I mean, it was fun. Like I got to go to Las Vegas with my friends, right? Like that was a cool time generally speaking. The travel, I don't think people understand, like unless you've toured, people really don't understand how long 17 hours of driving is until they are stuck in the middle of doing it. Right? Like people don't get it, dude. Like unless you've toured, you don't understand, right? Or unless you've moved like far away from home and you've like had to like put yourself in a position to have to do that, right? It is it is not the worst thing on the planet, but it fucking sucks. It sucks because
Yeah,
you
it
don't
sucks.
know
It flat
when
out
it's okay to stop. You don't want to like stop for food. You don't want to stop for fucking gas, but you have to because this is like just long enough that like you need rest, but it's also just short enough that like you can't justify like a lot of this, right? Yes, Devin.
I used to live in LA. The drive from Portland to LA is 16 hours.
Mhm. Mhm.
And I've done that drive a few times just to
Mhm.
like go down there too and
Yeah.
like there and back. I've literally gone down to LA and been back home in less than 48 hours before too.
Yeah, dude. And see, that was the tough part because if we could have just been leisure about it,
Mhm.
we would have been like, oh, cool, let's just treat it like a road trip, right? We have a whole fucking week. Let's just go down to Medford. Yeah, after 5 hours of drive, we'll just stay there and then hang out. You know, then the next day we'll do another 5 hours. Next day we'll do another. We couldn't do that. So,
The
it's tough.
trick next time you guys go play Vegas, try and do a Sacramento stop first, like the day before.
We had thought about doing some stops. We didn't have the money for it, man. Like unfortunately,
Yeah.
it was just one of those things where like we're in a very particular situation right now with our band. Where like we're still trying to recoup things from stuff, and
Mhm.
and it has put us in a very weird corner with the band where we can't quite justify spending money on stuff unless we absolutely fucking have to. And if we were going, we actually got offered to do a Sacramento date. The day before the show with our with another band from Seattle actually called Pastel Faces. They're fucking great. Check them out. They wanted us to play, but when we were like, okay, like we could do that. We could go down there. But then we'd also have to worry about merchandise. And then we'd also have to worry about, okay, well, can we drive that night through into the next day and make it to Vegas by 10 a.m.? Right? I don't know. Maybe not. Like, and it was just one of those things where we kind of wanted it to be as leisure as we could get it without making it too leisure. You know what I mean? So yeah, you are right. Technically, it would have been the best circumstances if we did that, but it was too tight of a situation for us. But we got home at 7 o'clock in the morning on Sunday. Yesterday, technically, yeah, yesterday. Technically would have been 6, but daylight savings time, right? We got there, we unloaded everything. Marilyn came to pick me up. We got home, and since we got home, I've been catnapping in like a series of like 1 hour where I'm just like laying down and I'll just close my eyes and a fucking hour will pass by. You know what I'm saying? It'll just fly by me and I'll wake up with red fucking eyes. Where am I? Where am I, dude? And I'll look at the clock, hours gone by. Okay, cool. I gotta go do a couple things, and then I'll go do a couple things. I'll come back, I'll lay down, and another fucking hour, DJ. Another fucking hour, dude. Just flies right by me. You know what I'm saying? Just right over my fucking head, dude. So I today woke up this morning and finally felt good after like 10 hours of sleep. And me and Marilyn dropped Arwen off at school and went grocery shopping, came home, and did nothing all day. All fucking day, dude.
My man said,
And man, I tell you what, you know, I tell you what, it feels nice to not do shit for a Murphy's Monday. You know what I'm saying, Devin?
Did you watch Daredevil yet?
Nope, I did not, unfortunately. And see, well,
mother
here's the thing. Here's the thing.
fucker.
Here's the thing. Because I wanted to watch it before we left. Unfortunately, I just got so packed with trying to figure things fucking out for the tour. When we did finally leave, also, in case anybody doesn't know this, when you're driving to Las Vegas, of your 17 hours you're driving for, maybe 6 of them actually has phone signal within it. Just so that you guys know, the Las Vegas drive is a fucking dead zone for like 2/3 of it, dude.
Gross.
Because everywhere from like Redding, California, all the way over to Reno is dead zone. If you're in Reno, you're tight because that's like a major city.
Oh.
When you leave Reno to do another like 5 hours down to Las Vegas, nothing. Death Valley is fucking nothing. You get satellite signal on your iPhone, dog. It was crazy. I didn't even realize the satellite signal was there, dude. It was crazy. I
So note
couldn't
for
watch
future self.
Daredevil, dude.
Download things prior to.
That was my mistake. Though.
You mi-
Well,
yeah,
also
dude.
too, does and I didn't get a chance
You
to check
didn't know.
this.
You
does,
didn't know.
Does Disney Plus even allow you to download stuff? I know Netflix does.
I've never explored that actually.
I remember.
Screen cap it.
I
Screen cap
remember.
it. Literally screen cap it.
Yeah,
would have to
you
watch it.
screen cap, dude.
Yeah.
No space on your phone at all, brother. You got nothing.
If I remember correctly, they
Dude,
do
I have a
allow
1
you to,
terabyte
like,
phone. I have a 1
download
terabyte
prior to.
I'm not worried about it.
I had to dig
Yeah,
through my DMs with Devin to find the login again to the Disney Plus, and because I was like, oh,
I
I don't
finally
know.
memorized it.
Daredevil.
Finally memorized.
Thankfully,
Uh,
I did play this game called Pine on my phone that I downloaded before we left. Super sad game.
What's Pine?
Super sad game. It's called Pine: A Story About Loss, and it's a guy in.
oh, you can't
guy
download
dealing-
it. It has a button right here. You see it right there.
Oh, you can't. Okay, sick, cool. I'll remember that next time. Thank you, sir. It's a guy who lives
Story
on
about
like
loss.
in empty. Yeah, I know, right? Dot. A guy whose wife passed away, and he is dealing with the grief for a year after his wife's passing, and you're pretty much playing his daily routine until he is like accepting of it. Super fucked up story. But then and it's like 4 hours, 5 hours, I'd say. That was pretty cool. But most of my gaming on the way down was Chrono Trigger on my Delta.
Fuck yeah.
Chrono Trigger on Delta on my phone, and then a like story RPG like game. You like when you like read it and then you have to like make decisions and then you like keep reading. It's more of like a storybook like game thing. One called Zombie Exodus that I played that I was like, oh, that sounds kind of interesting. Let's see if they actually got zombies figured out pretty well on here. And it's fucking fun. It's a pretty good one. Pretty good choose your own adventure type game thing. That took up most of my gaming across the trip. So
I used to love those books. I had there was one. It was like a Star Wars book that I read. That was a choose your own adventure or choose your own destiny thing.
Yeah, highly
I had
recommend.
the option of killing Darth Vader behind the back or like waiting until he grabbed his lightsaber, and I was like, let me find out these options. So I like went to page 73, then page 181, and I weighed my options there.
So now we're back home, and I have work tomorrow. And I don't want to, but I'm going to. And then we have another show here in Portland on Saturday.
You hear that?
You
hear that, Portland?
At the Twilight Cafe.
Portland, Oregon, not Portland, Maine.
I can go to that one.
You can go to that one, dude. You can go. It's at the Twilight Cafe.
Me and DJ are just like,
hit me up
Yeah,
if you want
can't-
tickets. No, shameless.
I'll
hey,
be
DJ,
there.
what are you
I'll
doing
be there.
Saturday? You want to just like do something on Discord?
Shit, man. Maybe. I guess. We could do
Well,
something.
so
Because
pretty
we
much
can't be there.
we're gonna do the D&D stuff. We're gonna film Songs of the Abyss, and I'm gonna have to go. I'm gonna have to fucking dip like
Just
right
a
after we're done
fucking-
filming. So
fucking go.
yeah, I'm gonna get snappy.
outta
Wait,
there.
we gotta make sure our time's tight, good to go, and then I gotta fucking get that fuck out of here. Yeah.
Lordy.
So I am wondering in my brain. I don't know. It's different from a tour, right? It's like when you're a tour, you're like, oh, the next day we have another show. Next day we have another show. Next day we have another show. I just got home from this long ass trip and I'm like, oh God, thank God I don't have to play another show the next day. But instead, it's this fucking weekend. I'm still not like emotionally recovered enough from this long ass fucking drive. that I'm like, God, it just sounds so
It makes me think of like what was it fucking
it's so tiring.
fucking Tiger King meme. I will never
Tiger,
financially
yeah,
I will
yeah.
never emotionally recover for
Yeah. Devin, what's
I
up, man?
just routed a tour. You tell me how this sounds.
Okay. Okay.
Sacramento,
Uh-huh.
San Francisco,
Okay.
Fresno, Los Angeles.
I mean, Fresno's questionable, but yes, go ahead.
Fresno's questionable, but also has a bunch of people that come out for hardcore and metalcore, though.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. You don't stay the night in Fresno. I can tell you that much.
Right.
But that's still, um,
Mhm.
Los Angeles, then Las Vegas, because that's only like 6-hour drive.
Yeah.
You know.
Right.
Then Reno,
Uh-huh.
and then kind of a long stretch, but a nice, refreshing one, Boise.
Sure.
Then instead of going up and straight back to Portland, go to Bend,
Hmm.
then Eugene, and then back home.
Skip over Medford, huh? Okay.
Well, you can hit
I
Medford
need a
on the way
full US
down.
tour. I need a full US tour.
Man,
I
we
mean,
do too.
I just routed a fucking 2,700 mile tour
Pacific
just
Northwest,
now.
and that's it. Okay.
Yeah.
I've never done a full US tour, even with being on a label, and the reason why is because it's fucking expensive.
It
It's
is,
so
dude.
fucking.
It is, dude. So
You're talking
just to
like
kind of
50 grand,
give
like 50
people
grand to do the tour.
a fucking like run here. Drift Away's 8-day tour, our 8-day run, cost us $9,000.
Yeah, a full US tour is going to cost
expensive.
if you budget and you stay at people's houses, you'll spend like $50,000. That's like camping, sleeping in the van, and staying at people's houses.
$9,000 was us staying at someone's house 2 times, sleeping in the van 3 times, and then being at a hotel twice.
Listen,
And then
I would argue
one was a home show, so we stayed at home.
I would argue if you get to the position where you're a signed band and you're
Back shots.
you're not going out of your way to get on this tour, like your label is telling you to go on this tour. It should be on them to
It's
pay for that.
Can I tell you the
You
real
wish,
world,
buddy.
Xander?
You wish,
Can I tell you
I
the
know.
can I tell you
Trust
the
me,
real
I know.
world?
Trust
the label
me,
goes,
I
hey,
know.
No,
we just
know.
paid $60,000 for you to make your record, right? Now go make that money back for us.
I think what Xander's saying is that it should be that way.
Yes,
and
it should be that
and I
way.
get it. In a perfect world, that would be the case. Unfortunately, nobody cares about band guys enough to financially help them.
It really
do their
sucks,
thing.
dude.
You know, it blows, dude. It blows. But you do the best that you can. I mean, like, thankfully, like when we did our tour, our hometown show in the middle of that tour pretty much funded the entire second half of that tour. So like, because we made probably $3,200 total between like merchandise sales, ticket sales, like guarantees, like things like that, leading up to the Portland show and the Portland show. And so that pretty much was able to take care of us for the remaining second half of that through Seattle, Spokane, Twin Falls, and Utah. And that was like pretty much like the bigger chunk of the fucking tour. So like a lot of band, you know, you guys can take it if there's any band guys listening to this bullshit. If you do not have your hometown down in lock, you will suffer. Because like you have to rely on your hometown basis to make that money
or
when you leave for tour.
Or at least a town that you know you're gonna kill it. Like
yeah,
you just
Yeah.
that town is like your base, right? You say
So-
every time we play there, it's guaranteed to pop the fuck off. You have to have that.
That's one thing that I've always that's one thing I think we've touched on, like at like dreams and aspirations stuff. I think that's something that I really genuinely wish I could do, is start up a label company that it will actually provide the funds for bands to actually go on tour. Like that, it's absolutely asinine to me, the fact that, like, oh, we expect you to go on this tour and generate more revenue because you're on our label, and we want you to get that exposure and everything, because it's going to bring us more money in the long run. But at the same time, we're not going to invest in you at all, because we already did this for your fucking album, but we already made the money back from sales. So
I
it's
think
just like,
the bigger problem is that labels don't have the incentive to do it because music doesn't make money anymore.
Hmm.
It's kind of the double-edged sort of the situation. The label's willing to pay to cover your initial costs to go record this album, to roll the dice that your album's going to make enough money to accommodate for the amount of money that they put in for you to be able to go record it, right? The problem is that platforms like Spotify, Apple Music, radio stations, royalty sites, pretty much everything around the world that has anything to do with music does not pay the artist enough for them to like make up for that. Like pop artists and stuff are able to continue doing what they do because they've blown up enough that they can do a show and immediately sell out a 5,000 person room easily, like
But
in a
on
night.
top of
You know
that-
what I mean?
But on top of that, if they're popular enough, then they get the other deals with big companies. Like, you have like Sabrina Carpenter with fucking Redkin, and you have like other artists out there that are getting deals with, like, they show up on perfume and cologne ads and stuff like that, because they're raking in more money that way, because
Yeah,
they're
but
they're
that stacks
popular
after
to
though,
that
right?
extent.
That stacks after though, right? So it's like after you've already made your name, then yeah, you start getting like advertisement companies and advertisement deals
the
and things
reason
like
I
this.
say
but,
that is
like,
because even people, fuck, I can't remember John something. I can't fucking remember his name. But even like super popular artists are getting gypped out of this stuff, especially like if they work through like Live Nation and stuff like that, where it's just like they're not making.
do me a favor, don't say gypped. It's not a good word. Don't say gypped. Not a good word. Continue on, sir.
But no, like there's a lot of these artists, popular artists that you listen to on the radio all the time. They go out there, they play these shows, and they're expected to make the money back on ticket sales and stuff like that. But it's just like they don't see any of that. They see a very small amount of that, and it's just like, well, what the fuck? Like,
A really interesting book that I recommend to anyone that is pursuing music in any sort of way, called How to Make It in the New Music Business, by Herstand. Forgot his first name. Let me see here. Ari Herstand. He rewrote this recently to cover modern day music industry key points, and different ways to utilize that to your advantage in order for you as a musician or your band or your brand or whatever, what have you, can find interesting ways to make money and make good business decisions in order for your band to kind of function on its own. Even with this kind of knowledge, it still is, you have to put in the reps and sets. And Devin knows this. Xander, you know this. I wish more band guys knew this. There is no easy way out. There's not. There's
It's
no
not easy.
cheat code.
Yeah.
There's no pyramid scheme available for you. You have to eat fucking shit for years if you want to do this. If you can't afford to be in a band, if you don't want to put in the work to do it, if you don't have the time for it, you have no fucking business doing it. I'm sorry, you don't. I wish it was that way.
Yeah.
But you have
That's
to.
why I'm.
Like,
That's literally why I'm not doing it anymore. Because
exactly, and that's
I just
fine.
can't.
That's
I can't
okay,
fucking
dude.
do it.
Just admit it. Just say like, hey,
Like,
like I don't have like the gusto to do this. You know, like that's
like
fine.
I love singing. I love singing. Like if I had an avenue to where like if I could just keep singing for free and then eventually find a way to get there, cool, awesome. But I also love having a family and having a legitimate, fruitful life um that doesn't require me to just eat fucking shit
Yeah.
day in and day out.
Yeah. And I
Um,
do mean
so-
that literally and figuratively, by the way, for everybody at home. Devin.
Ernell knows this. I haven't been as active in recent years. Granted, I finally did launch something, you know, within the last like few months. But before COVID, I grinded consistently for like 10 years.
Mhm.
For 10 years. And
Mhm.
I didn't get that reward till like the last like I'd say like the last 2.5 years before COVID is when everything finally like really popped off for
Yeah,
me.
man.
Like
Right.
that you grind. You grind.
Mhm. Mhm.
You play everything from people's basements to weird house shows out in fucking Yakult, Washington to like, you
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
to selling tickets for everybody.
There's
That's the name of the game.
Yeah, dude. There's a lot of bands that really think that you're just gonna go and just play shows and somebody
Mm.
somewhere is gonna find
I
you and it's
would-
gonna be your big break and it's gonna be awesome, dude. You're gonna be
I
fucking
feel
Kiss
like
in a
it might
stadium,
even
you know?
it might
You can
even
get
be
the
harder for pop
opportunity.
artists, I feel like.
You can get the opportunity of knowing somebody and somebody giving you a phone call like, "Hey, do you wanna do this?" Because that is what happened to me, but I had to grind to get that reputation for somebody to take that chance on me,
Yeah.
right?
Yep.
But, like, it is kind of a who you know game, but you still have to prove yourself, not just as, like, a talented person, but also as somebody who will work hard for something when it comes to music, and,
Mhm.
my biggest piece of advice for people is since we're kind of on this subject right here, don't ever pay to play a show specifically. Like selling tickets is one thing, but don't
Mhm.
ever spend money to hop on a bill or a tour because once you do that, you are always known as that band or artist that will do that for that opportunity. And that's how
Mhm.
people make a lot of money off of you, and you don't make any money. And you're known
Yeah.
as the buy band now. The other thing is too,
Pay
the
to play.
mistake I made, and I learned this the hard way, don't be naive to the people who offer you to play music, and don't think that like, "Oh my god, this person's so and so from this band, blah, 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 blah. This is my big break now." Because
Yep.
more times than one, if you pay attention to how many bands they've burned through or how many people they've burned through in said band, there's probably a good reason for that, and you'll find out soon
Yep.
enough.
Mhm. Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. It sucks. You like it's hard. You
It-
have to do things like 17-hour drives to fucking Las Vegas in order for you to like, get
Yeah.
anywhere, dude. You have to be broke. You have to be sleeping in a
Mhm.
fucking van in a Winco parking lot in fucking California to like,
Or
like
a
it
fucking Walmart too,
yeah,
like
or fucking Walmart's, dude. We
Yeah.
slept in a Walmart parking lot as well, man. Like it is an acquired taste for sure. And it's not
Well,
for
I
everybody.
think I think this also kind of goes hand in hand with a lot of what's been going on in Hollywood and the acting business, and not just actors and stuff like that, but also the crew members and stuff like that, and a lot of the shit
Mhm.
that they kind of
Mhm.
have to put up with on a daily basis just to make ends meet because they are working in a business that they have always dreamed of working in.
Mhm.
And I've seen a handful of ads recently that specifically target the mental health of those individuals and stuff like that. And I think that kind of goes hand in hand with the music business as well, where it's just like the music business and the entertainment business in general has created this norm of just, well, if you want to make it in this business, you got to fucking eat shit. And I think we're slowly getting there,
We are,
but I think
thankfully.
yeah, thankfully we're making moves, we're making an effort, but I think it has taken way too long. It's 2025, and the fact that we're still dealing with this is ridiculous. Like, you have people in the entertainment business. You okay, the entertainment business genuinely, like, we scoff at the sentiment, but really, music and art and movies and TV and everything, there is something in it that it has saved lives. Okay, music has saved lives. Art has saved lives in some way, shape, or form, and the people behind it are getting just shafted left and right. They are getting steamrolled left and right, and it's absurd. It's absolutely absurd. Like, take care of these people. Like, just how hard is it to just take care of the people that are putting in the hard work and effort to make this shit happen? You know?
You won't. They won't. They won't. DJ, be happy
I
you
know.
never pursued this fucking music thing, man. Be fucking so grateful, dude. I mean, like, even this is also a big part of why, like, going into this in Good Kraken, like, felt okay for, like, me and Devin, because we were like, this is just going to be pursuing another band again, because that's all this is. It's like, it's a slow burn. We knew it wasn't going to be right away that this is going to gain any sort of fucking real traction. We knew that it wasn't going to pop off like crazy. It was going to take time. It was going to take reps and sets. It was going to suck ass for a little while until one day we make the right fucking decisions and things start rolling in. We know that that's true.
And this
I just
started
saw an
with
opportunity to make friends.
yeah, this started with Ernell and I just fucking eating shit, just grinding, doing
Yeah.
stupid stuff, and
Yep.
just finding a way to talk. The very first episode, I didn't get show notes from Ernell, and he didn't
yeah.
realize he didn't send them to me, and I carried a whole show and conversation without
Just
any notes.
made
And
it
I
happen,
didn't
dude.
even
Made
tell
it happen.
Ernell because I was so nervous to say that I didn't have anything prepared. I didn't tell him till afterwards, and he was like, "Wait, I didn't send those to you?"
Yeah. Yeah. And he was like, "No, dude, I just made it work." And I was like, "Fuck yeah,
He didn't
man."
even notice. That
And
was my
ever
first
since then,
episode.
dude. Ever since
Yeah.
then, yeah, that was
But, like,
his
but yeah, yeah.
that was his first episode where we actually did like a podcast, right? And so,
Mm.
like, because we did like the one where, like, Mike and Holly and them were,
Yeah, I
like,
just
Rose were,
moderated that and
yeah,
did,
yeah, he made sure everything was going smoothly and whatnot. But, like, when he officially came in and we were talking movies and shit like that, it was both of us having the understanding of, like, nobody gives a fuck about two dudes' opinions on the internet that nobody fucking really knows all that much, right? Like, we
I
have to,
shot them
like,
4 locos to get subs.
he did do that. He did
It
do
worked.
that.
It worked.
I mean,
So
I'd be remiss if I'd said I didn't do some stupid shit like that in my early days of Twitch streaming, to get more,
Yeah.
traction.
And all things aside on the music, I do it because I love it. I mean, like, I have shit ready to go all the time.
Well,
Like, there's
yeah,
2
and
guitars I'm playing all the time right now, just right there,
that's
you know?
that's
It's
the
like,
toss up. That's like that's where they could get you, because they know that you love this. You live and breathe this industry. And that's where, people that are in a power to do so can take advantage of you, because you will take as much as you possibly can. Like, honestly, granted, over time, you've built up a tolerance, you've built up a somewhat of a backbone to be like, okay, hold on, this is a line that I won't cross. But at the same time, it's just like, if it's something that you fucking love with all your heart, you're gonna do whatever you can to just get just that fucking pinky toe through the threshold. It's just, it sucks, dude. It fucking sucks. I truly wish that we can get to a point in time where, the people that are taking care of our entertainers are actually taking care of our entertainers. But that, yeah, I'm gonna step off my soapbox on that one.
We'll see. We'll see.
Yeah.
I'm finally getting my
Yeah.
sleep token on, and I'm playing 8 strings now too.
Oh, he's got the
Very
A
nice.
string.
Got the 8 string, doggy dog. Which 8 string is that? Which one is that?
It's an agile.
Agile. Good choice.
Yeah,
Good choice. Agile. Would be nice. Agile would be nice.
Yeah.
Anyways, I
Yeah,
think
well-
that's, sorry,
yeah, well-
sorry I took up an episode, guys.
No, you're good. I mean, while Devin's eating his sleep token on, we hope you're getting your good Kraken on, because this has been the Shipwreck Show. We're once a week, every week, for the Brethren Court, gathered together, discuss anything and everything the Seven Seas has thrown our way. If you want more, you can head on over to our Discord channel, where you can submit questions and topics, get exclusive post-show content, and have early access to episodes before they go live on podcasts and video services.
Yeah.
But you can also support us by following or subscribing to the Good Kraken over at twitch.tv/GoodKrakenShow, or by subscribing to our YouTube channel by clicking the link in the details and description section below in order to get updates when new episodes go live everywhere. But until next time, what happens in Vegas, Ernell's in Vegas.
I'm making piss.
What?